Hello there. We are at the end of another year, at the end of 2023. And what a year it's been. I know for me, it's been filled with a lot of ups and downs, but I'm still standing. And I'm thankful. I thank God for the ups and downs, because they all made me stronger, made me better, made me wiser, made me into who I am. It drew me closer to God, closer to family and friends, and I'm thankful. It hasn't been easy, that's for sure, but I'm definitely looking forward to what this next year has. I'm trusting God in the process. I have no set plan per se, but I will be spending the top of the year praying and fasting and seeing what God has in store. I know that some of the biggest things that I'm looking to do, as it were, in 2023 is to be more consistent and more productive. Consistency has been on my heart for months now, and it's just looking at my own life, just looking at areas where I can be more consistent, whether it's praying, studying my word, exercising, living a healthy lifestyle, working towards the goals and things that I want to personally accomplish, just being consistent, being a consistent believer, being a consistent learner, being a consistent friend, being a consistent brother, uncle, nephew, son, just really being more consistent in my life. And it's so crazy. I was talking with a friend just the other day. We was driving in Atlanta, and he was just sharing with me some of the things that he has been dealing with, and and it was just funny in that conversation. It was just kind of how life is causing him to pivot or to kind of shift a little bit, even if it's temporarily. And and I just share with him something that Pastor Mike Todd always says, and that is, all you have is all you need. And sometimes we don't believe that, I guess, or we don't realize that. And a lot of times we're asking for more, or well, if I had this, then I would do that. And I know I've had to look at my own self do that, and then just look at the things that I already had and was like, well, what are you doing with what you have already? You're asking God to bless you with more. You're asking for more things, but what are you doing with what you have? You're wanting more money. You're wanting raises, and you want to make more money. But are you being a proper steward with the money that you do have, with what you do make? Are you being a good steward? Are you budgeting? Are you, are you being financially responsible? And it's like you look at that in every area. And I just started looking at it just in things, even as far as like music and video production and things like that. And I was like, well, really, you have more than a lot of people have. It's just, what are you doing with it? Like, have you maximized what you currently have already, and now you do actually need new gear? Or are you just wanting it because it's the latest and greatest out, and you haven't really mastered what I've already put in your hands? And that's, I think, gonna be the big question for 2024. Is we could have all these New Year's resolutions and all these new things that we want to do, and what we would do if we had this and that, but are you maximizing what already God has put in your hands? Have you done everything he's told you to do while you're wanting more? You know, and this next year, I think that's going to be the real big thing for me, is just evaluating where I'm at, what I have, and if I haven't maximized it, start sitting down and learning. You know, like learning how to maximize what I have and start using it, putting myself in a position to be more productive with the things that God has already put in my hands. And so I just wanted to do this last short podcast just to encourage you out there that may this next year you use what's in your hands. You maximize what you already have, and then watch God expand you. You know, the word says, he that's faithful over little, he'll make ruler over much. And so the question is, have you been faithful over little? Have you been faithful over what you have? And you have to understand that what might be little to you is much in someone else's hands, because they have nothing. And so, you know, we're fortunate to be blessed, even if it's something as basic as health. You know, some people are in the hospital, some people can't do certain things for themselves, and we have the ability. How are we maximizing that? How are we taking care of this temple? How are we taking care of our bodies? How are we taking care of our mental space? You know, is it clouded? Like, our mental health is just as important as our physical health, as our financial health. What are you doing with what you have? And I pray for each and everyone that hears this, that watches this, that this would encourage you to evaluate yourself. Like, what am I doing with what I already have? And if you are at that place where you've maximized, then, you know, trust and believe that greater is coming, that more is coming. If you're like me and you haven't quite maximized everything that you have, what God has already put in your hands, then I pray that this next year you go for it. Like, you go for it. You be better than you was the day before. You be better than you was the month before that. You will be better than you was the year before. And go out and maximize everything that God has put in your hands to do. And so I just pray that 2024 will be a great year. It would be a year of growth and learning and thriving, not just surviving, but a year of thriving. And I'm excited to see what happens. So on this last day of December, December 31st, let's all go out and get it in 2024. And may the Lord order all of our steps, and may he give us wisdom to maximize everything in this next coming year. Peace and blessings to you. I pray that you would have, whatever you do, you would have a safe night, that you would be very conscious of your surroundings and those that you surround yourself with on tonight, and that it just be a night filled with joy, love, and peace. Blessings to you all. Happy New Year.